a podcast to honor the gods.
This better come with a sacrifice.
Dave X Media.
She pointed to the statue of Ra jutting out from the wall, 10 feet above us. Our godly basketball hoop was crumbling. At first, I wasn't sure what I was seeing. The Ra statue wasn't turning to dust like the Shabti. It was breaking apart, falling to the floor in pieces. Then my stomach clenched. The pieces weren't stone. The statue was turning into scarab shells. The last of the statue crumbled away, and the pile of dung beetle husks began to move. 3 serpent heads rose from the center. I don't mind telling you, I panicked. I thought my vision of Apophis was coming true right then and there. I stumbled back so quickly, I ran into Alyssa. The only reason I didn't bolt from the room was because 4 trainees were looking to me for reassurance. It can't be Apophis, I told myself. The snakes emerged, and I realized they weren't different animals. It was one massive cobra with 3 heads. Even weirder, it unfurled a pair of hawk-like wings. The thing's trunk was as thick as my leg. It stood as tall as me, but it wasn't nearly big enough to be Apophis. Its eyes weren't glowing red. They were regular, creepy, green snake eyes. Still, with all 3 heads staring right at me, I can't say I relaxed. Welcome to Of the Eldest Gods, where we discuss Rick Riordan's role as our godly parent.
Heyo, I'm Raye. I'm following the path of Geb.
And I'm Charlie, following the path of Bast. We've already shoot the shit a little bit, and I feel like the vibe just got very interesting. So...
My little sister and I used to use little guy voices with each other. We did it for like an entire summer, and then I had to go back to school and talk like a regular human being, and I was like, what the fuck? You know, we had like a whole like personal language, you know?
Yeah.
As you do with your siblings.
I understand. I don't have siblings, but I understand talking in weird little voices. I did this with Abby a lot. So
good.
We talk in random accents. So
see, I can't do accents. I can only do a little guy voice.
Okay, but with the little guy voice is for the kitty. It tells about the kitty's inner monologue. So you know, yeah.
That's exactly how cat owner do.
I'm not allowed to laugh because I will cough.
Fuck.
This is a laugh cough situation. I'm literally dying.
Okay. Let's do podcasting, probably.
You want to do podcasting? Maybe we could do that. We read a chapter. I learned to really hate dung beetles. Wonderful.
The dung beetles, they aren't dung beetles for one. They're scarabs. I don't actually know.
Okay, is there a difference?
I was like
not the same
certain
thing?
Until this exact moment that they were different animals because dung beetles are a very specific kind of beetle that rolls dung. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that is at least kind of the same thing as this because listen, this is already getting into the myth section. So
yeah,
let's just say yes. Let's just say yes, it is most likely the same thing.
Okay, scarabs are a type of dung beetle. Thank you, azanimals.com.
I would say, regardless, they at least have a common ancestor. Like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
It's the same fucking thing.
Dung beetle is an umbrella, and scarab is under that umbrella. I'm good with that.
I'm not gonna lie. I do tend to forget that's what dung means. So when I'm just like, oh yeah, it's a dung beetle, my brain does not clock that just means shit beetle. And now my brain is just gonna think about shit. Entire time we're talking about the scarabs and the beetles. Not those beetles, you know, not the poor guys. Although, listen, somebody should draw, like, some dung beetles doing, like, the walk.
Oh my god.
Wait. Not regular dung beetles. It should be, like like Khepri, the god, like because he looks like a human, except he's got the face of the scarab. So the Beatles. And then they're also walking sideways anyway, so it works the Egyptian thing. Anyway, this is too many levels of...
Someone has got
You're
to
welcome.
have drawn that before, like literally.
If someone has not done this, you need to make it. And if somebody has done this, send it to me. Of the Oldest Gods pod@gmail.com. Oh, I can't make this as merch. I don't think I'm talented enough to do the Egyptian drawing thing. We'll see.
So, yes, now we have clarified that scarabs are in fact dung beetles. I rescind my complaint. My other complaint is that I don't think that Carter hates the beetles themselves. The beetles are representative of Ra. Carter is having a trauma response to the beetle shells because they represent Apophos escaping. But the beetles are not the problem.
You know what? I just realized Sadie couldn't be in this chapter, because if Sadie was the person in this chapter, she would be the one making the Beatles jokes. Like I'm telling you. Because she's the Brit, so she is legally contracted to make the Beatles references.
Yes.
Anyway.
Especially when she's being written by an American, she has to.
Yes, exactly. Okay. Anyway, I'm so sorry.
So, yes, those are my various complaints about this title.
I think he learns to hate it because it is a trauma response, though. Like, I think it makes sense.
Yeah,
I think,
okay.
I wish he didn't have to hate them for that reason, but he does hate them because he's now like, no, I don't want to think about that. Why are you doing this to me? So, yeah.
Okay, so things that happen. Carter, he hangs out with Horace in a dream, and they take a boat ride, and they see Apophos's beetle prison, and it isn't looking super great over there. Bast goes off on her trip, and Carter names his new griffin. That's all. His name is Freak. We love him. Carter runs a problem-solving class where he attacks his students with deadly constructs. So a very Pearl-like move of him.
Right?
People need to think about this more. If your student can die, it's probably a bad lesson. Anyways, then the statue of Ra, it turns into beetle shells and a 3-headed snake, and it talks to Carter in his brain, and then they kill it, but Carter is not feeling very good about any of that. Yeah.
Trauma
For
Yay!
my boy.
Woo! We got it. We did it. Hooray. So.
Okay, yes. I'm excited.
I wasn't sure if I was gonna have myth stuff. I put it as just like blank for this chapter because I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do?
What's in there?
And then you know what? I have some things to talk about now.
Okay.
So we're all good. So in case you missed it.
But
you want to talk about the scarab?
Yes.
A little bit. Or like at least how it related to some Egyptian things. I'm on the scarab artifact page because I feel like that's the most relevant.
Okay.
I love the little scarab artifacts anyway. They look so pretty. They're always like these cute little gemstone thingies.
They're really cute.
Like, there's this cool lapis lazuli one, and there's a bunch more, and they're all just super cool and pretty.
Right. It's an oblong round stone that has these little kind of designs etched into them that make them look like a scarab that, has its wings folded down. They're very cute.
Yeah, and I guess maybe on the bottom or something is where they also put some other markings as well, like hieroglyphs. But I guess, okay, this says they're important in Egyptian funerary practices. Oh, that's
makes
cool.
sense.
Like that. This references Khepri. Of course, he is the god that has a scarab for a face. I still think he's terrifying. We'll probably talk about him later in this book. But right now, we're just talking about the scarab itself.
I opened religious and historical significance, and the first thing that you see is them rolling a ball of dung. So
yes.
I'm the fool who didn't know they were dung beetles.
I went to this page earlier today and I was just like, oh yeah, it's that thing. And you know why that relates to the sun, actually?
Oh.
Because the ball of dung is the sun.
Yeah. And they push it along, just like Ra.
This is Khepri was believed to roll the sun across the sky each day.
So Ra is the dung, and Khepri is the beetle.
Ra is both, but yeah. Sometimes Khepri is also Ra, so
okay.
Same shit. But
Just rolling along.
I guess it also depends if we're talking about the sun disk or like the sun itself. Because remember, there's also the sun disk god who also exists. That's Aten. I don't like to talk about him because Akhenaten is fucking ancient Egyptian trauma.
God.
Probably trauma for Ra, actually. It's like, yeah, you've been booted out. He's the only guy that matters. Okay, so there's literally types of scarabs. There's a bunch of funerary ones. Heart Scarab has its own page. Okay.
Ooh. It's in the Met.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I've been to the Met. I
have not. I've never been up there.
Bro, we should go to the Met sometime. I went that one time with our whole group, and I feel like I could have spent more hours in there. Just looking at some of the, like, ancient things. I'm not gonna lie. Also, I definitely saw, like, a butterfly thing that was just, like, pretty and, like, glistening, and it looked very much like the Thanatos butterfly from Hades. So I took a picture of it.
Blorbo from your games.
You know, I just like my death gods with their little undercuts, you know. I'm doing the finger thing, you know, the fingers touching. I just like them. Oh yeah, so what is this about the scarabs? Okay, so they had heart scarabs, pectoral scarabs, naturalistic scarabs. Those are like 3 types for the funerary practices.
So I skimmed over the heart section, and it's part of the weighing of the heart.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it like represents the heart.
Oh, okay. So they like have them around the mummy's neck and everything. They have gold around them. That's cool. I like that. And they go with them to be judged. It commands the deceased heart not to give evidence against the deceased. Oh, so this is your lawyer. This scarab is your lawyer.
Thank you, Scarab.
I require Scarab Ace Attorney fan art on my desk now. As well as the Beatles thing from earlier.
Yeah, of course.
The pectoral scarabs are associated with Kepri. Okay. Those are the ones with sewn together with a pair of separately made outstretched wings onto the chest of the mummies. Okay, I've seen those ones before too.
I don't think I have seen
I feel like
a scarab sewn onto a mummy. That's kind of wild. I kind of love it.
Okay, pectoral scarab. I feel like I've definitely seen this. Images. Yeah, you've definitely seen this. Like, just Google image it, and you've probably seen, like, at least, maybe you haven't seen it sewn onto the mummy, but you've seen, like, how the outstretched wings are. The outstretched wings remind me of Isis, honestly. They look like Isis's wings, but on a scarab.
They do. Yeah, I honestly don't recognize this imagery. It's cool.
I like it. I like those ones. And then the naturalistic ones, they have 3-dimensional bases. What does that mean?
They look more like a real scarab with its little face and its little legs than the other kinds that are just like a round little guy.
It really does, yeah. They also protect mummies. The gods of the underworld ask detailed and intricate questions that have to be answered precisely, according to the Book of the Dead. And since many ancient Egyptians were illiterate, they have to have that scroll. But it's not enough to protect them if they give the wrong answer. So they read the questions and the answers to the beetle, which are then killed, mummified, and placed in the ear of the deceased. God, oh my god.
Yeah.
This is your other lawyer.
This is your lawyer who preps your witness and makes sure that they know what they're supposed to say.
Okay, so this
is a fucking Cyrano de Bergerac scam. You've got a little earpiece in, and the beetle tells you what to say so that you don't fuck up.
Oh, I was gonna say, this one is your Miles Edgeworth, and the other one is your Phoenix Wright. So they're in love. These scarabs are in love. Just go with it with me. If you don't know Ace Attorney, doesn't matter. They're in love.
Don't worry about it.
Red Oni, blue Oni. You know. Okay, there's more of them. There's commemorative ones, there's royal name ones. Oh, these are like there's like a word for what like the royal name goes in, and I don't think it's scarab, but it's like they do kind of like house royal names in like a circular thing, so you know that it's the name of like a pharaoh or something. I remember that from long ago. History lessons. Oh my goodness.
Ooh, the ones with names and titles on them might have been official seals or badges of office, and you would like carry it around and be like, this is me. I've got the scarab to prove it. That kind of slaps. I love it.
My brain is just like, okay, can we like combine this with many centuries later, millennia later, when you have like the seal in the envelope, but you put the thing down into the seal, and it's like, oh cool, it's like the Egyptian version of like, I don't know, Victorian letter writing. Like,
I see your vision exactly, because it is we can combine all of these concepts. We make the scarab into like a necklace that it's like a little amulet that hangs on your neck. You can show it off to show that you are who you say you are. And it also has an imprint on the bottom that you press to make wax seals with your seal.
Bro. Now I'm thinking about our eventual RPG that we're clearly gonna make based off the series, because I do constantly think about this actually. And now I'm just like, okay, so the flavor is that maybe it's not in modern times, maybe it's like a little bit earlier, just so we can get the fucking wax seal thing in there, because that is just cool to me, and I want
do
it.
love it.
I also already have like our spin-off books in my brain as like, oh well, obviously we need to do like the Greek stuff and the Norse stuff as like something else.
Oh, of course.
But the Egyptian one has the most basis for the TTRPG.
Yes.
So, yeah, I just like these. I just like these little guys. Now I want one, like, so badly. Can I get one with like my name in it?
That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, we need to get some with our names in them. Be kind of gay.
Hell yeah.
Also, did you know that in literary and pop culture references, the bottom here has Dungeons and Dragons?
Yay!
There's a magic item called the Scarab of Protection.
Well, there you have it.
It protects you against undead and necromancy and like deathly curses. But it does eventually crumble to dust because it can only withstand so much. Sad.
You know, looking at these pop culture references, I am reminded of The Mummy. And this is probably why I didn't realize that they were dung beetles. I blame The Mummy, actually, because in The Mummy, scarabs just, like, eat your flesh off of you, like piranhas.
Listen.
And that is not accurate.
The Mummy did a lot of things that were not necessarily accurate, but it did also give us Brendan Fraser with the floppy hair, and Rachel Weisz just existing and being like, I'm a librarian.
It's a bisexual's dream. I'm not denying that.
Literally. There's a reason it's the bisexual movie. Yeah, I think that's all I got for you on this scarab, but I do have a tiny extra thing for you.
Oh, yes.
Because I was trying desperately to look up the three-headed snake thing in this chapter. I was like, okay, we'll see if there's any precedent for it. Maybe Rick made it up for whatever reason he wanted to. But there is the tiniest bit of precedence for this. The only thing that I can see where it is from is in Ramses III's tomb.
Oh.
There is a three-headed snake. It has legs and it has wings, but it is a three-headed snake. And many people online are like, what does this thing mean? Who is this guy? Like, he's on Reddit, he's on Flickr. So I don't know how accurate these answers are. This person on Reddit says this is Tuat, the warder of his holy way of rest out. I don't know if any of this is correct, but I assume they're translating something from like one of the texts. So this is a guy that appears in the Duat while Ra is on his journey.
Well, that kind of makes sense.
There's like one line about him, maybe, and he's on a wall, and that is all we got about this guy. I tried really hard to see if there was anything else. Google does like to give me Rick Riordan things half the time when I try looking up things about these books. But yeah, it's cool that the three-headed snake has like at least one thing, but also I think it has some other like thematic elements to it.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about this chapter.
I also wanted to say, just so that we don't sound like fools, the wiki does say that the scarabs were impression seals. So it is exactly what you're talking about, like where you press it down into something.
I figured it was, but my brain's just like, I like the idea of the envelope seal, though. Like, envelope seals are just like that fun little thing that just feels very real. I don't know what the ancient Egyptians did with them.
Right.
You know? Okay. So immediately, in this chapter, Carter is like, wow, thanks, Sadie. Because you remember where we left off?
Yeah, Carter literally calls Sadie out for leaving us on a cliffhanger.
Like, you were right at a good part, and you're like, here you go. No, they don't get to hear it right now. Tell me about what you were doing. And Carter's just like, I'm bitter.
Yeah.
The world is ending, Sadie gets to go to a party, and I'm dealing with a three-headed snake, but we're not getting to that yet. First, yes, I was hiding something. Sadie probably wants me to talk about it. Okay.
I didn't want to talk about it on her birthday because I was scared of what I had seen. And it's like, aw, you do care, Carter.
I love how Sadie's just like, I must tell all about my dream. And Carter's like, trauma.
I'm processing.
Alright, so we have a little role reversal here.
Indeed.
Because Carter is in Horace's body, although Horace doesn't have his own body, as far as we know. So that's interesting. It's different. You know what? He doesn't necessarily describe what Horace's head looks like, I assume because he can't see it, but I'm also just like, is Horace in hawk form? Like, is he a hawk-headed guy right now? And Carter is just not noticing that, not mentioning it.
He says my eyesight was sharp as a falcon's, so presumably it could be.
It could be, or that could just be Horace all the time.
Yeah.
Because he's
either
got
way.
magical eyes. He mentions the stuff from last book, how he was the eye of the god and everything. And they're on a boat in the Duats.
Just rolling along.
You can see stuff in the fog, and they're in a cavern that looks like they're in the throat of a beast. That's not ominous whatsoever.
And you know, there's horrible shapes just like floating around in the water.
Yeah.
Scaly reptilian backs and monstrous fins. Don't worry about that.
And when Horace talks, I like to imagine that Carter's mouth is moving, and then when Carter talks, I imagine he's talking like in Horace's head, right? You know? Because it's the role reversal. We gotta have it the other way around. So Carter's just in Horace's head.
Yes, yes.
Even though we still have the italics for Horace.
Right? I thought that was kind of strange, but I guess Carter is the one dreaming.
I'm like, no, this is the opposite. Rick, you did it wrong.
Yeah, agreed.
It's like, hey, what's going on? How's it, bro? So Horace's like, you gotta do something. I gotta show you a thing. I'm gonna traumatize you. Don't worry.
They're checking out the boat and noticing that it looks kind of shitty. And Horace is like, yeah, it's fucking old, just like Raw. Remember that? Remember how he's old?
Hey, guess what? You can fix a boat. You have the abilities. You're a fucking god. Did you know that? Where's the god of boat fixing? I don't know. The god of craftsmen. There are people who can do this. Get Bata on the phone. Yeah, so it's just like, this is a fucking old boat. You don't want this to be sailing or anything, right? Nah. There's monsters.
Yeah, they're doing the nightly ride that Ra would do with the sun, where, you know, you have to fight off monsters until you get back to the surface.
Yeah.
Horace is like, I don't know about this old boat making this journey, just like Ra. It's symbolic.
But these specific monsters, a sea dragon with feline eyes, a crocodile with porcupine bristles.
Scary.
A serpent with the head of a mummified man.
Also scary. Snakes with human faces, always bad.
I don't like it. I do not like it. Get it out of my media.
Actually, the crocodile with porcupine bristles sounds the worst to me, though. Like, porcupine bristles are just scary. They have a ranged attack. That doesn't seem right.
You know that's not how porcupines work, right?
Not like they do in cartoons, but they can, like, slap their tail and kind of shoot them out a little bit.
Yeah, it's just funny. Rick, go write a horror book. Stop writing these books for children. Goodness gracious. So yeah, this is the nightly journey, and this is when we come upon the Beetles. The beetle carapaces.
Yes.
And this is the prison of Apophis. It's not much of a prison, because it's just kind of riverbank with beetles.
The Beetles were apparently doing good work, but then he eated them all.
Yeah. Horus is like, your brain cannot comprehend this, like, nightmare fuel right here. This is like
Yeah, if I was
cosmic
showing
horror.
you what this actually was, yeah, you would go insane.
So don't worry about it. You don't want to know.
It's just
It's just
beetles.
beetles. That was great.
So yeah, there's
I'll
just a few living scarabs left, and they're trying to keep him at bay, but at the solstice, it's gonna be too late, and he's gonna get free.
Yeah, and that's like the bonds of this place are like weak enough so he can finally break free. But why would Horus help him find the scroll if he didn't want Ra awake? And Horus is like, make a choice. Like, you should be able to make this choice. Okay? Even if I don't necessarily agree.
Yeah, I don't want you to do that, but you're the one who gets to pick. But also I'm gonna put all this pressure on you and tell you that, like, I'm barely holding the rest of the gods back. Like, it doesn't sound like much of a choice at all, but, you know, that's how it be. Hey,
Yeah.
non sequitur question. Does Apophis in this book use he, him pronouns or its pronouns?
Maybe it's he, it.
Yeah, it might be.
I think it might be he, it pronouns, you know?
I'm trying to
You gotta-
remember if we've
you should
seen
check
he
his bio.
before here. I really don't know.
Rick, you gotta update Apophis's bio with his correct pronouns, please.
It might just be that Carter is just, freaking out and saying it's breaking free in this scene because he's not thinking about, gender respect.
He's thinking about Apophis as an entity.
Yeah, he's thinking about Big Snake.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you just think about Big Snake and you're like, I don't want it. No thanks.
Yeah.
It's even worse if it's a him, let's be honest.
Yes, so Horus is like, I'm gonna support you, whatever you choose, but also you should choose the thing that I picked for you. But just think about it. Think about if you think Ra can do anything, or if you'd be happier to have me in charge. Cool me! And you could be there too, and we could be best friends again. And then he wakes up.
So we have to worry about other gods maybe doubting them. Not great. And also, Carter's just like, oh my goodness. Who do I think could actually defeat Apophis? Well, none of them. I don't think anyone could beat Apophis. But Ra is the one thing he's always feared. So...
I also like where he says that he's stubborn and that people telling him it's a bad idea makes him want to do it more.
What a fucking mood. But also, like, it's like, from his dad, the right choice is hardly ever the easy choice. His dad literally defied the house until he died. So,
yeah,
maybe that's the correct way to do things. And
we'll see, I guess.
while I was reading this whole, like, section of the chapter especially, my brain was just like, it really, really makes sense now why in this book versus the last book, they're not hosting the gods. Like, last book, they're following the story of Horus and Isis and defeating Set. And they're following, like, what those gods would want to do, Like, I mean, they're sometimes making, like, decisions that they wouldn't agree upon. But, like, the basis for this story is doing something that Horus and Isis would never do, right?
Yeah.
Because Isis literally pushed out Ra, and Horus became king.
Which brought Isis her status and power up through him. And so, them moving their status down by bringing back someone else and putting them above themselves is like, yeah, that is not their MO.
Yeah. And like, Carter is literally saying, like, the gods are very self-serving, like, it could just be because of that. He doesn't want him to challenge his authority and everything.
But he also sort of has a point, so it's like, who knows?
He wakes up, we fast forward to Psychotic Griffin, is what he calls his new pet.
His delightful new pet, who loves him and wants to live with him now.
Yeah, freak. Because that's what he says.
Is freak!
I love that. Like, this griffin was brought to life by their fuckery and was like, well, I serve you now.
Yeah.
You are my person. I think
it has just sort of moved in like a cat domesticating itself. Carter kind of figured it was gonna leave, and then he didn't.
I was about to say it is part cat.
Yeah.
So that is the cat part. The bird part listens to him because Horace. The cat part is just like, yeah, you know what? I'll just stay here.
You're
Why not?
feeding
You
me.
can't stop me.
Yep.
And Bast appears, and she's like, I don't like him. He disturbs me.
The feeling is apparently mutual. It says that they are wondering what the other would taste like.
Because normally she likes birds, but remember, this is a bird cat.
Yeah.
Therefore,
Very strange for her.
does not make sense in her world. Those things do not compute. She does not want it to stay, and she thinks it's gonna kill Carter.
And Carter's like, nah, my bestie.
Like, you know what? It could leave. Doesn't have to stay here or anything. But it's staying, I guess. I don't know.
Yep.
He did leave some newspapers out for it, so I guess it now pees here too. You know, we have the Dung Beetles and we have the Piss Griffin. So
good.
You're welcome.
We do learn how they explained the fires yesterday, like gas explosion that gave some people hallucinations, and it's like, yeah, okay, whatever. I was really wondering how they were gonna play that off.
Listen, that's how it is. It's swamp gas. That's what you gotta tell the people. It's always swamp gas. Okay?
So Bast is piecing out, and she's like, I worry about you, my little kitties. And Carter's like, me? Also me? I thought I was just, like the extra child. But,
like
she loved him.
Son.
That's her son. Those are her children.
But that's how he views it. He's just like, I'm just like your stepson, you just added me on extra.
Yeah.
But
Bast is like, no, my beloved little kid.
The reason why Bast was with Sadie for all that time was because Carter had dad. If Carter didn't have dad all of that time, it would have just been Bast for both of them from the get-go. So, or if he'd gotten to keep both of them, it would have been him and Bast co-parenting. Actually, where is this AU? Actually, I need this AU so bad now. I want to see Julius and Bast trying to co-parent, because we're not keeping her in the cat form if they're together. Okay?
Yeah, this
sometimes
is my
she goes
weird cat aunt. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, sometimes she goes into cat form, to like make it easier. They don't have to pay for her airplane ticket, right? I assume you don't have to pay for a cat to get on the flight, right? I don't know how that works. I've never taken an animal on a flight.
Yeah, me neither. I also don't know how that works. I assume you have to pay for that in some kind of way, but it was addressed with Bird in the last book, but I think that they just kind of bluffed their way through that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they were just like, well, we got the ticket for Sadie. She is a bird. Oops. She has her own seat, just in case she turns back. So, yeah, again, listeners, tell me things. Do cats get their own seat? Or are they luggage, or are they a person? Or are they somewhere in between? I don't know.
I don't
never
think they
had
get their own seat. I think that you might have to pay for them as, like, I don't know,
I feel
some
like-
kind of hazard.
I was gonna say, you definitely have to pay extra, but I'm just like, how does work? How do you work?
I really don't know. Okay.
She also looks hot. Just to put that there. She's got a fancy new coat. She looks like she's gonna be in a spy movie. Let's be real, okay? Long black coat. It's got protective hieroglyphs on it, and it makes her go invisible.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I want her.
So next we have a teaching scene, which means that we get more teaching philosophy from Rick Riordan, teacher.
Yes. Okay, but it's not just teacher philosophy. It's like, this is how my dad homeschooled me. Teacher philosophy. And
there's definitely some inherent judgment, though, in the way that public school works. Like, the thing where it's like, Carter says, I did things at my own pace. I did my assignments until I was done, and then we were done. I wasn't stuck doing busy work. And, like, the word busy work has a lot of inherent judgment to it.
Yeah. I mean, like, some of that busy work I feel like is practice technically, and some of it is also like, okay, some people work at different paces. We need to have other people doing something in the time being, you know?
Yes, that is actual busy work when they give you like a crossword because they are like, I don't know what else to do with you at this juncture in time.
You finished your test. You can do this other assignment over
I
here.
need you to sit there and be quiet and not be doing an unsanctioned activity such as reading a book or being on your phone, even though it would not disturb anyone or be a problem for anyone.
See, I think reading a book is fine. I think everybody should just be allowed to read a book when they're not doing the sanctioned activities that need to be done.
I did.
You know? Like, I did that shit. So, how do you think I got through these books?
Yeah, literally. I was reading every second that I was not actively doing, like, class shit. Like, it's so much less socially weird to walk around looking at your phone. When I was a kid, I didn't have a smartphone. I was walking around holding a book in front of my nose, walking between classes, like a little freak.
Okay, 1, how? 2, no, my book was in my bag so that I could, like, carry it around, or, like, in my arm so I could carry it around. Lots of books, man. I was running to class trying to get through the crowds of people. If I was reading a book, I probably would have just tripped and died.
No, I actively walked and read.
People.
Or, you know,
Were
if
your hallways
I'm
empty?
standing in a line, like in the lunch line, I would be reading. While I was eating lunch, I would be reading, and my friends are like, would you talk to us? Please? Please?
Okay, while you're eating lunch, I understand, because I didn't have friends. Not a joke.
I'm so sorry, man.
Sad.
I had friends during some portions of school, but I moved so many times that
yeah, some portions.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
there were times, but also like, oh, well, my friend group just kind of like broke up with me entirely. Guess for the remainder of middle school, I have to grab a book, and that's how I got used to reading at lunch.
That is fucked up. Rude.
That was around the time of like this book and Lost Hero. So,
well,
what do you think I was reading?
Rick Riordan could get you through that.
Rick Riordan got me through. Yay.
Yeah, I had a friend-making plan when I moved to a new high school, and the friend-making plan was to walk around reading manga so that maybe someone who also read manga would talk to me eventually.
Bro.
And you know what? It took a month. That shit fucking worked. That's how I made every friend who I knew in that school, because one person talked to me and I made all of my friends through her.
Okay. Here's a sad story. This is a sad adult Charlie story.
Oh, damn.
So you know, I've been like working in the before and after school program lately, and there was a child who was reading manga, and I was just like, what manga is this? Do I recognize it? I could start up a conversation. I could like try to get engaged with this kid. Like, you know, I realized it was Spy Family, and I tried to like mention that casually, and I don't know if the kid was ignoring me or just not hearing me. And then I was just like, okay, I've already said it. I'm not gonna say it again. Other kids definitely heard me. I'm gonna walk away now.
Oh.
I was trying to engage, and I was
so
shut
sorry.
out.
Oh, God.
She was so engrossed.
I mean, you can't blame her too much. It's Spy Family.
Yeah, I really can't, but I'm just like, bro, I would have talked to you about Spy Family. I love that show.
That's so rough, man.
Right?
How does one engage with the youths? Who knows?
I don't know how to engage with the youths, honestly. It's either they reminded me of my own childhood trauma, or I am too tired to engage.
Oh, yeah.
I think the problem is this age group. I can't do this age group.
Oh, no. Just old enough to be dismissive of adults.
Exactly. Bro, I love the 5-year-olds. The 5-year-olds are great, because even when they're dismissive, I'm just like, you're 5. It's okay. I got it.
Nice.
I got it. But when it's the 7-year-olds, I'm just like, this is when my childhood trauma started. So
Oh, no. Oh.
It's okay. I'm talking about it in therapy. This is not the time nor the place.
Damn.
You want to talk about this school that Carter has set up?
Yeah. I'm like, where the fuck were we?
No, he's like, oh yeah, I'm doing it basically the same exact way. You know, like they just I give them whatever when they complete it, they're done. You know, we train in magic. It's not an exact science; it's a magic. Haha.
So he's got 4 students in his little class here. The other students are doing their own studying on their various magic tracks. Or they are doing their regular studies, like math and shit. Apparently, Bast insisted on that. Bast, I love you.
Bast insisted on it, and the college-age initiates are supervising this.
Yeah.
These college-age kids need to be paid for the work that they're doing.
I need to know more about them. I need to know what their vibe is. I need to know what they're doing and how they feel about being, you know, under the thumb of a 14-year-old and a Catwoman.
Okay, I'm formulating my OC for our TTRPG, and it's just gonna be in a college age initiate in this Victorian era Egyptian magician school that we're dealing with. Okay, that's what's gonna happen. It's like I looked after all the kids, didn't get paid for it. I don't know. I'm thinking of things, okay? It's gonna come to me.
Yeah.
And yeah, Carter's also like, he thinks Zia would approve of this whole thing because of how she taught them. Like, she taught them by doing. It's not about textbooks.
Right.
It's about
She said
magic.
You don't learn magic that way. You learn magic through doing.
So they have a training room. That's pretty cool.
It is also the basketball court in the evenings.
Yeah. I mean, it's about the size of one, so it makes sense.
Yes, delightful. They are using sun they're using god statues with sun discs as basketball hoops. And he's like, I don't know, that's probably blasphemous, but you know, if they mind, they should tell me.
I was gonna say, this is Amos's house, and he's the one who has Khufu, who literally is the basketball playing, like, monkey, like, initiate of Thoth, or whatever, you know? If he's doing something blasphemous, it's Khufu's fault. Let's be honest here. Amos allows this, I would assume, because Khufu is like this. And Khufu does this because all of the fucking baboons are like this under Thoth. I assume. I just assume they all like those are the only ones we met. They all like basketball.
They all like basketball. As far as I know. This is a generalizable statement.
I want to know how Rick picked this as, like, the thing of, like, yeah, it's gonna be a baboon and basketball. Why? He just thought it was fun.
Yeah. So, we're doing combat simulations, which involves making some Shabtis into warriors and just letting them go at the students, just letting them attack them. Again, Pearl Steven Universe vibes. Don't do this.
Okay. Yeah, no, like, seriously? But that's fine when it's Connie, because Connie is, like, an expert, so she can handle herself.
I mean, I simply wouldn't have a construct who I don't directly control and order it to try to kill my students with deadly weaponry. I simply would not.
I do assume, Carter doesn't say it, but I do assume that he technically could command them if he wanted to, because, like, he made them. He does speak a command word to make them into, like, this thing. He makes these, like, the little guy dolls into big Egyptian warriors and everything. They don't really look like real people. They're kind of slow, but that's pretty cool. We have some, like, cooler magic that we're doing now.
Yes. We can tell that they have a lot of control, that they're doing well.
He could make his own Zia.
God damn it. I don't think he's that good, but also that's very sad.
I know. I'm just thinking about that.
We are not going down the Pygmalion route, please.
I'm thinking about his trauma from the last book, and I'm just like, Carter, you're making Shabti into people? Isn't that triggering for you?
God.
I'm surprised. Just a little bit. So yeah, he sets these guys at them. Felix cannot use penguins.
Yes, no penguins. I love this description that he's like, Felix gets the penguins from the Antarctic, and then Carter has to send them back, and he's like, they're so traumatized down there.
Okay, another thing that I need is, like, a story about, because we know that the Antarctic is one of the gnomes, right? So I want to hear about all the Egyptians that are down there. I feel like it's been mentioned that like that's like a banishment thing technically to go to Antarctic. Yeah. So I'm just like, okay, it's all the banished magicians and they're the ones who have to give the therapy to the penguins, right? Yes. That's their punishment. Also, I do like that specifically Felix can't make penguins. He has to summon them from somewhere else.
Right.
He needs to learn how to make Shabti penguins. Right?
He does. It's not fair to put a real penguin in danger.
Exactly. Because, penguins probably have their own kind of magic. Who knows how this works? But the poor penguins. Also, what fucking god is this the route of?
We don't know what Felix's route is yet. He hasn't picked, so...
I know. I love it. I love it so much. It's amazing. So we talk about all these guys. We got Julian, who is Path of Horus. He doesn't summon a combat avatar, but he does a magic punch.
Yes. It's
love it.
He makes a combat avatar for his fist. I love that. I love that, expansion of that power set. Yes, we are learning more in like this very scene about the magic system and how it's going to work in our TTRPG.
Yes, we are. Listen, okay, so Julian's a monk.
So Alyssa, Path of Geb, woot woot.
Yeah, there you go. There's your representation.
She is doing hieroglyphs.
Yeah, so I guess there's not a lot of people who do earth magic here, but she's been working with clay forever, so she knows her way around a Shabti, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
And she just touches it. And it doesn't seem to do anything when there's a hieroglyph, it glows, and then
then she just stands there.
Yeah, she stands there. The Shabti cannot hit her. And then it bangs its head against the wall because it's mad.
Hilarious. He just rage quit being alive. He was done.
And she's like, I did the hieroglyph for Miss. Amazing. Beautiful.
I love this too. Felix, he grabs a basketball and bounces it off the thing's head and knocks it over and it dies. And he's like, you didn't say we had to use magic. And I'm like, hell yeah, kid. Fuck that thing up.
I mean, listen, the goal here is not to die, right? Because you are literally rebels against the rest of the House of Life. They could kill you at any point for just existing and doing magic this way. So
do what you gotta do.
So grab whatever weapons you got. If it's a basketball that you gotta bash somebody's head in with, go for it, apparently. Yeah, I think it's funny that his only magic is summoning penguins. So he's just like, oh, what do I do? There's a basketball over there. Guess I'll use that. And then we get Waltz, our charm maker, our sow, that apparently is a word that Rick may have made up. I'm not sure.
I feel like he has to have gotten that from somewhere, but,
He probably found, like, sow and bow, like, the other word from an earlier chapter, from, like, a translation or something. But it's, like, it's probably, like, so deep that it's not Googleable. Like, I don't know what text he's getting these things from or anything, because you can't Google translate that shit. It's ancient Egyptian, right? So, as what I'm assuming it is. Walt doesn't have a path either. He could maybe be, like, Thoth, because, he does knowledge and stuff, but he also does, like, scrolls and potions, so he could do Isis. And he can bring inanimate things to life, so he could be Osiris. We don't know, but Walt does. He's just kind of cool. But he's cautious. That's the difference between him and Sadie, is that he thinks about things before he does them.
In the recording, Sadie punches him for saying that she never thinks about anything.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone's like, well, go do something, come on.
Yeah, he's stalling for too long, he's backing up and he trips. And so this is why I'm like, this is a bad idea. Because Carter doesn't just, like, stop the thing, he's running over to, like, physically stop it in some way. And apparently, it's just gonna stab him with its ceramic sword that is almost as sharp as real metal. And I'm like, you didn't think about this, huh? Did you? Did you, son?
You know, he probably didn't have to, actually, because maybe before he was like, yeah, if anyone gets hurt, Jazz can just heal them, you know? Maybe that was like the secret. But what they really do need to have is just like a command word for like stop on these things. Because it's
I think that they shouldn't be fighting with live weaponry. You don't spar with live weaponry unless you're an expert, okay?
This is true. Like I said, I'm just thinking like it's a Shabti. It's meant to obey you. So if it's gonna attack them, it should also listen to you when you say stop. Right?
Hypothetically, but we learned from Steven Universe how badly this can go.
Well, Hollow Pearl wasn't exactly like ordering Hollow Pearl around to do anything.
She just wasn't
thrust!
paying attention. She wasn't paying attention. She had a thing that had no consciousness with live weaponry, and it did exactly what she told it to do, which was to try to kill her.
Anyway, do we need now an edit of the parry thrust, the Hollow Pearl killing Pearl, but it is Walt and this Shabti? Even though that's not what happens. It does not kill him.
It does not. He's fine.
It could have. Instead, Walt grabs the sword as it's about to, like, hit him. The blade turns gray and becomes webbed with cracks, and it crumbles to a pile of dust. The entire Shabti.
Wild.
What happened?
Walt doesn't know.
Well,
so that's interesting.
He's got some powers. Maybe. I don't know.
When this was happening last book, we knew what that meant. It meant that they were fucking possessed. So, I mean, that seems like a game theory, but I really don't know.
Well, we haven't made the game yet, so yeah, nobody knows what's going on. And then there's something going on with their godly basketball hoop in the back. It's not turning to dust, it's breaking, it's falling to the floor, and it's turning into scarab shells. I whispered that. It's turning into scarab shells.
Yeah, just like his trauma.
Woo. And this is when 3 serpent heads are here.
And Carter is like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. He's like scared for his life. And then he like trips over a child and he's like, oh wait, I'm in charge. I just remembered.
Yeah, he's like, Apophis? No, that's not what this is. But it is a snake. Carter, remember, some snakes in Egyptian stuff are good, okay? Don't judge every snake you see. God.
This one's not good though.
It's not. It has the wings like the image that I was also seeing, but it doesn't. The other image also had legs.
Yeah,
this one did not have legs.
Here.
It's just a winged 3-headed snake. It is very weird still.
And it talks in his brain, just like last time.
Felix thinks, is this part of the lesson? Like, what's going on? Huh? It wants the scroll.
Which Carter has on him, and he's like, damn it, why did I keep that on me?
Why did I lock it away? Are the kids supposed to attack it? What are they supposed to do? Carter's just standing there because it is talking to him, and he's frozen. You know, it's the fight, flight, or freeze. That's what he's doing. And it's like, give up your quest, or I will destroy the girl you seek, just as I destroyed her village.
That seems like a really clear Zia reference, but...
That's what he's like. Oh my god, it's Zia. Oh my god. It's laughing at him. It's like, the girl or the god, abandon your foolish quest, or soon you'll be just another dry husk like Ra's scarabs.
And that pisses him the fuck off, and he's like, kill that thing.
Yeah, so we do magic stuff. We get, throwing the sword. We get magic stones.
Felix throws a shoe.
Yeah, Felix throws a shoe because that's his favorite form of magic.
Felix is going to the Rachel Elizabeth Dare School of Fighting Monsters.
He's only 9.
He's 9.
The thing is, by the time I got to the end of the chapter, and I was like, "Oh right, he's 9.
Yeah, that's
he's
a
the
baby.
He's the age of the boys who talk back to me and annoy the fuck out of me." And Carter's like, yeah, he's such a troublemaker and everything. And I'm like, I don't view Felix that way because I'm seeing him through how Rick is writing him. And Rick is not writing him as an asshole, troublemaker 9-year-old. He's writing him as haha, I like penguins. I don't know what to do magic-wise. I'm just gonna throw a shoe at it or a basketball.
I didn't get the impression that Carter thinks of him as a bad kid or an asshole. I get the impression that he's a troublemaker because he is a force of chaos.
That
In
could
like a
be it.
likable way.
That could be it. I see troublemaker and see Carter as like the teacher, and I'm just like, Felix? My sweet angel? A troublemaker? No. No. You can't. He's like a mini Sadie. With less magic.
Would you say Sadie is not a troublemaker?
No, Sadie is a troublemaker, but she's a troublemaker that I want to be friends with.
Exactly.
Okay?
Him too.
Him too. I'm just not their age anymore, so it makes me sad.
Aw.
Yeah, so they hit it. It dies. It becomes sand. And they still think maybe that was part of the lesson.
Well, Felix does. Clearly, Walt has picked up that some shit is going down. Felix is looking for reassurance from an authority figure because he doesn't know what's going on and he needs stability.
I want to know Felix's backstory so badly.
Yeah. Where are your parents, child? Actually,
Why
where
were
are any of these kids' parents? What do they think happened to their children?
That's what I want to know. Like, why were they allowed to come here to this not actually a school place to do all this?
Yeah, this isn't summer camp.
No, it's not. Like, Camp Half-Blood, you can at least have an excuse, like in the real world. You could have an excuse,
and your parent probably has some idea that some shit is up because they
Chiron's
fucked a god.
running that. Chiron's running that.
Yes.
It's not that I don't trust Bast. Bast is a little bit more chaotic than Chiron.
Yes, she most certainly is.
Like, if it were always Amos, I feel like I get it, maybe. But he's also still kind of chaotic. I don't know, man. I think the House of Life is just like a little bit different.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to fix that. Yeah, so Carter wants to go talk to Amos. He assures them it was a test, and that's the end of the chapter.
Felix looks like he's about to cry, and Carter's like, oh right, you're a baby boy. Yeah, it was just a test. I have to go, bye.
Carter is also clearly about to cry, so...
Yeah, and that's it. We done did it.
We done did it, my dude. Do you have a plug for us?
No, I didn't think about one.
How dare you? Okay, you wanna hear my plug?
Yes, please.
I wanna hear why I stayed up last night and did not get enough sleep because I was watching the finale of Sailor Moon. And by finale, I mean the finale, the end of season 5. Because, okay, I haven't rewatched all of Sailor Moon in a long time. And I especially don't usually get to like season 4 half the time because I don't really like Super S. I'm not a big fan of the Pegasus arc in general. Not to say anything bad to my girl Minnie Moon. I love me a child sidekick who's very annoying. I'm always their biggest defenders. I love Minnie Moon. Season 4, my problem with it is the fact that it is more focused on her than it is anyone else, and it becomes the Minnie Moon show. And I'm like, this is a show about Sailor Moon, and it is also an ensemble cast show. They really lost their footing in season 4. But season 5, the Sailor Stars arc, I think is maybe the tightest. I mean, it is the tightest. It is probably the best arc of the show.
Ooh.
Like, I think it is a beautiful ending for the show, I think.
Nice.
Literally, last night I messaged the Discord and I was like, oh my god, I wish I had a Sailor Moon podcast so I could just talk about this forever.
Yeah.
I ended up texting my other friend group and just sending them like a novel worth of like all my notes on and things, and how I'm just like, oh my god, they did this so beautifully, they did this so well. The beginning of it I was like so hyper focused on because it's so good. They bring like the baddie from last season back for a few episodes to kind of like, test the waters to see what's going on Earth and how they can deal with the threats. It's like, okay, you guys are pretty tough. I think I'm tougher. And you know, Raye, you know how I love filler. Also, how I don't believe in that filler really exists.
Right.
Season 5 doesn't do a whole lot of those type of episodes, actually, because you're already familiar with it. You know the characters. Like, we've spent 5 seasons here. We know the main 5 girls. We even bring back the outer scouts, who haven't been here since season 3. It's like, we know them, too. We spend a little less time with them. them. The only ones we need to introduce are our Sailor Stars, our new 3 characters, and they get very fleshed out. It's very good. I just love how it's done. I think it's a well done story arc. I think I have like a couple notes on it. One of my notes is how they could have made it more heart-wrenching, because it is probably the most heart-wrenching arc of the series as well. And I'm just like, okay, so you made a whole big deal in the opening when Tuxedo Mask is like brainwashed to not love Usagi anymore. Like you made a whole big deal about that, and now Mini Moon is disappearing.
Her whole family. That's messed up.
But then I'm gonna spoil this whole thing. But spoilers for Sailor Stars. I feel like this is a big spoiler because it is revealed in the last couple episodes. But Tuxedo Mask has been dead for most of this season.
What?
He went abroad.
For reals?
Yes. He went abroad to, to study. And he was like, I'll keep in touch. I'll probably be busy for a while. Don't worry. They didn't know that he was dead.
They fucking
Nobody
killed him?
knew. They fucking killed him. And that's why he hasn't been messaging her. That's why she's felt so sad and alone.
Oh my god.
It's because he's been dead all this time. And my brain's just like, okay, so you were like, oh yeah, Mini Moon stopped fading because of that. And I'm like, here's how I would have done it.
Mm-hmm.
She fades away entirely. She doesn't come back. Everyone forgets her.
Oh my god.
Because in a couple episodes, he's gonna die anyway. That would have been so good to show how dark this season is. Because it is pretty fucking dark.
My goodness. I did not know.
I love it. I think it's great. It does also make Sailor Moon actually kind of gayer because she has like a will they won't they with one of the new characters.
Hell yeah.
And their relationship is actually the same as her and Tuxedo Mask, actually. It's the rivals like banter and everything. Mm-hmm. And they get very close. And she fucking friend zones her in the final moments of the season.
Damn.
Right before she has like a whole like, I love you with Tuxedo Mask. And I'm like, you have 2 hands. I wasn't sold on Usagi and Seiya as a ship until this time rewatching the show. And it's because I watched it dubbed. So my plug is specifically for the Viz dub of Sailor Stars because I can't really watch a whole lot of like subtitled like in another language media. Mm-hmm. Like it takes a lot of focus for my brain. Mm-hmm. And so being able to watch this dubbed makes me be able to like see what's going on and hear what's going on and not have to like see it and also read it. Like it's a lot. And this dub is also the new one that actually does keep the gay stuff in. So Uranus and Neptune, really fucking gay.
Yay!
Did I mention that everybody fucking dies at the end of this season? They're brought back, of course, because they're always brought back. That happened in season 1 too. So
I see.
But gay fucking death scene with Uranus and Neptune, like they're fading away. They're reaching for each other with their fingertips. The gay yearning.
Hell yeah.
So good. So I recommend. I recommend it so much. I had to get used to the voice acting. I'm not totally sold on the new Sailor Moon, but I really like the new Sailor Jupiter. Okay?
Nice.
She's grown on me the most, I think. She's got the gruff, butch voice for Jupiter.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
As is good and right.
So, now that I've fully spoiled Sailor Stars and other parts of Sailor Moon, people should go watch it. It's over 20 years old. It's almost 30 years old now. 30 years old, maybe? Over 30 years old? I don't know anymore. It's old. You should go watch it. It's the original, like, it's the magical girl anime that solidified the genre.
It's a
and also made me believe in love as a child. So,
aww.
It's the reason that I still believe in love and friendship.
Aww.
Because it's Sailor Moon, and like that's how she defeats bad guys, is she's just like, no, I'm going to be your friend, actually. I don't care. I'm gonna be your friend, no matter what. We're gonna get through this. I believe in you. So, Sailor Moon, you're welcome. Do you have a plug now? so I can
Not
stop
really,
talking?
but that was a pretty extensive plug, so I figure it's fine. I haven't checked out very much new media recently. I read a lot of fan fiction, so that's my plug for the day. Is if you're really into something, maybe check out AO3. You can do a lot of sorting on there. It's really well laid out, so that you can find things that you
Yeah.
want to see and not things that you don't want to see.
They have more
Read fan
bookmarks
fiction.
now, is what I've heard. They have more bookmarks.
Yeah, they fixed it.
Also, they're married to Tumblr. Did you know that?
Uh-huh.
They got engaged on Twitter.
Which is
Which is
also
the funniest-
hilarious.
Which is funny because that's Tumblr's ex, from what I've heard. I just
Right.
watched a whole Coley Does Things video on it earlier
yes.
today. It was funny. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Good shit. I love it for us.
Why don't you release us from this mortal coil then?
I suppose I can release you. How do I fucking end this? Get the fuck out of my house. I'm breaking through the walls. I'm a 3-headed snake. You know,
Oh,
you
that's scary.
don't go after Ra, or I'ma eat you, I guess. Oh wait, I turned to dust. Never mind.
I'm still leaving though, so bye
Okay.
everyone.
You should leave then. Bye. Of the Eldest Gods would like to thank its $10 and up patrons. This means you're either in the Savior of Olympus tier or the God Complex tier on our Patreon, patreon.com/oftheeldestgods. Thank you all so much for your support, especially Matt, our God Complex patron.
You can follow this podcast socials at Of the Eldest Gods Pod on Instagram and Tumblr. You can send us a message through the Duat to oftheeldestgodspod@gmail.com. If you'd like to support us financially, join us at patreon.com/oftheeldestgods. By becoming a patron, you can join the Deus Ex Media Discord server, where you'll be able to chat with us and other listeners about the Riordanverse or whatever else. Our $5 patron tier also gets you access to Against All Odds, our monthly bonus show. There, we'll talk about a wide variety of topics, which usually have something to do with mythology, no promises. You can check out our merch store on Redbubble to find custom designs made by Charlie. Or if you cannot or do not want to support us financially, we'd really appreciate a rating, a review, or letting your friends and followers know how much you love the podcast. That really helps. If you want to hear more from me, Raye, check out Barbie Movie Slap, a podcast where my co-host Ted and I discuss Barbie's cinematic universe. That podcast's Twitter is at Barbie Slaps.
You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms. I also have an art Instagram at GreenPixieDraws. You can also hear my voice on 2 other podcasts. I co-host another podcast on the network with the meme maker Robert called The Bits, where we talk about the Cartoon Network show Steven Universe. I also co-host a non-network podcast with my buddy Ethan called Mysteries in the Machine, where we talk about all things Scooby-Doo. Our music was created and produced by Isabel Strauss-Riggs. You can find Isabel at Kane I, that's I is in the body part, on Instagram and Twitter. She also currently makes video essays on the YouTube channel Kane I. Feel free to message her about making music for your project or editing your podcast.
Of the Eldest Gods is based on the series by Rick Riordan. Right now we are discussing The Kane Chronicles. Remember to follow us on your favorite podcatcher and meet us back here every Thursday.
Have you ever gotten so distracted in Stardew Valley that you forgot to sleep? Have you realised that you have a whole room in your house full of dolls? Or have you even bored your friends to sleep talking about your passion? Well then, Content Capable is the podcast for you. Join me, Sam, as I chat to people passionate about what they do, asking questions about how they fell in love with their passion, what they do, and how it interacts with their day-to-day lives. Catch the podcast every Monday as I find out what makes someone tick, all while gleaning interesting and insightful life lessons along the way. There'll be laughs, a bit of crying, a whole lot of conversations, and we learn just a little bit more about the world around us.
Boy.
Oh boy. Yeah. I has a baby boy. Did you know that?
Oh, I didn't know that. That's wonderful.
I love him so much.
Sweet baby.
Yeah. He does not let me leave my apartment.
He
Have I mentioned this to you where he just like lies his entire body in front of the door when he knows that I'm getting ready to go out for work? He's like, no, you stay here. You can't go. See? You cannot go anywhere.
This. That's amazing.
And then I've been finding him literally like perched. I have like a little bench and like cubbies and everything like right by my door. I find him sitting on the bench waiting for me when I open the door. And I come home and I'm just like, how long was he waiting here? Like, did he hear me coming from down the hall, or has he been here for like an hour or two? Or like, does he have like, I don't know, does he just know what time of day it is? Is he better than me at that? Like, I don't know. Do cats tell time?
Yes, they're supposed to be really good at that for some reason.
Just things. My cat is just a little guy, and
He's
I
a
love
little
him.
guy.
A little guy.
Dave X Media.